So if you knew The Howling is the movie that got Joe Dante gremlins, click that subscribe button, like this video, notify to get future...
Out October 25th on 4K Ultra HD from Studio Canal is The Howling. So this is a 40th anniversary collection that is coming out, being celebrated by Studio Canal. And then there's a limited edition steelbook.
That's the original artwork.
Yeah, the original artwork. And this is Zavi. It's a slight variation, but it's essentially the same, and it looks pretty awesome. Previously released by Scream Factory in one of their collector's editions, and that edition had a ton of stuff. It had commentaries, it had a 40-minute documentary, it had an hour's worth of featurettes, deleted scenes, outtakes, and all kinds of stuff. But this release, as per usual, doesn't carry over any of that.
Really? None of it?
None of it. And it actually isn't really coming with much by way of special features. Now, again, the package is nice, and you're getting the poster and the art cards and a booklet and all that good stuff. But what's on the disc really isn't that phenomenal. You know, it really isn't that, not worthy maybe of a package like this that's celebrating its 40th anniversary.
You're kidding me.
You are getting a 4K restoration of the film, and they're giving you a new Inside the Career of Joe Dante, which is some newly produced featurette. There's also something called Welcome to Werewolf Land, which is a look back on the special effects of this movie. Then there's some deleted scenes and some outtakes. And that's it. There is not being any mention of any commentaries, no other documentaries, and even this career view of Joe Dante is only being billed as a featurette. So there's no mention of how long it is, but it doesn't seem like
any thought was put into it.
Not really. And the package itself, it's got 5 collectible art cards, a 20-page illustrated booklet with original press kit, new stills, and an essay. It's got a poster which has this new art, which I don't really care for too much. I kind of think that this looks like a bear. I love Joe Dante. I've never seen this movie before. Even though I haven't ever seen this, I have seen Inner Space. I have seen Gremlins 2. Do some of the regulars of his films appear here? Like, I think you mentioned Dick Miller.
You want books? I got books. I got chicken blood. I got dog embryos. I got black candles. I got wolfbane. Look at this. Sun worshippers, moon worshippers, Satanists.
And what about Robert Picardo?
Dark-haired dude.
He also does Johnny
Gremlins
Cab.
2, yes. And in Gremlins 2, he was like the manager. He was like the second in command.
He's the cowboy in Inner Space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he is in this. Dee Wallace. E.T., Hills Have Eyes.
I'm trying to think of
she had a nice little run there. Nice lady.
Yeah. So how does this movie compare to, like, say, American Werewolf in London?
Don't you know anything?
That's the most direct, as you said, the most direct comparison, probably the most debated. I mean, come on, it's 2 well-made werewolf movies that came out in the same exact year by 2 great filmmakers. The Howling is not really a comedy, where American Werewolf in London is more dark comedy. And honestly, the transformation in The Howling is incredible, but Rick Baker in Werewolf in London is just a little bit more impressive. Like I said, if American Werewolf in London never existed, this film, I feel, would have been much bigger.
Well, I didn't know that this movie was actually handled by Rob Bottin, who did The Thing, who did a lot of other films. And when we covered,
he does a great job, dude.
And he's awesome. And when we covered The Thing, actually, there's a little clip of Rob Bottin talking about his mentor, in a way, or someone that he really looks to, which is Rick Baker. So it only makes sense that maybe, you see the master at work, then the apprentice at work.
And it's cool too, because it's different. It's different. It's not the same as that. It's his own version. He's not just aping. It's a little more serious, not serious. I mean, you're going to have fun with this movie, but even compared, I'd say even in Joe Dante's catalog, it's much more serious than Gremlins or Inner Space, for sure.
How effective is it as a horror movie?
We're going to go just the scary, suspenseful horror. Yeah, it's more than American Werewolf in London, in my opinion.
Okay.
But it still has that Joe Dante almost family feel to it, where I think Landis in London has more, like I said, I always say punk rock, but more of a anarchic vibe. Where The Howling is just a straightforward movie.
Gotcha.
It's that. And as I mentioned in the intro, Spielberg was immensely impressed by this movie, and that's what got him in contact with Dante to direct Gremlins.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the fence, like, when I saw this, like, is this a movie that I should check out? I do like Joe Dante's work. And then when I was just looking at this set in general, I always like when companies do a package like this. This is kind of like the standard thing these days. The booklet, the poster, the cards, the nice outer box. It's pretty much, you know, what you can expect. And I think it's executed well here, but to see what you're also getting, it's a shame that you're not really getting as so far yet as what's been announced. A ton of stuff. I mean, the features are not that great. Now, you are getting a 4K disc, whereas the Scream Factory one was not, but I don't know if it's that much more of an upgrade. And for what you're getting, do you need to have both? Which one is the one to get? So, I mean, I'm a little on the fence personally. That 4K Steelbook is pretty sick, though. I mean, with that original art, if you're just getting more of a bare bones disc anyway, which it's not necessarily bare bones, but it's not anything great. Maybe just get that Steelbook. It's solid looking.
A problem the Howling might have with modern audiences, in my opinion, it does take a bit to get. It has a great opening scene, then it takes about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes to where like more action starts happening. So I could see maybe someone with a shorter attention span maybe checking out early on in this film, but don't do it, because the last hour, if you're just in it for, you know, the ride, that last hour is great. Just, it sucks it has to live in the shadow of another great film.
Well, no trilogy announced here either. You're not getting 1 and 2 and 3. You're not getting 3, 5, 6.
Nobody. When I say I enjoy Howling 2, I'm one of like 3 people. I mean, nobody likes the sequels to these movies.
This is UK only. It's limited while supplies last in both the Steelbook and in this collector set. It's out October 25th.